Hello history fans, welcome back. Today I just sort of wanted to do like a chilled cozy vibes video, and I've been watching a lot of Italian Batch and he did like just a load of BuzzFeed quizzes, and I found it so, obviously he's quite funny, but it was just like a very chilled, enjoyable video. So I thought, let's do some history quizzes, find out who I am, like as a queen of time or something, do some quizzes, test my knowledge. I'll let you know so you can play along with me. Yeah, I hope you enjoy just a silly, chill video. If you do, please give it a like and subscribe and let me know in the comments. Yeah, let's give it a go. So I'm gonna screen record on my iPad and try and edit it in, like the reaction YouTubers do. I don't know. Let's try historical. Who am I? Which famous... Okay, let's do BBC quiz. Who in history are you? See BBC. Oh, it's horrible history's one, okay. Let's see. What word best describes you? Curious, argumentative, independent, strong, funny, brave. Curious, let's go with that. Pick an instrument: a war horn, a violin, a harp, a piano, a rock, an entire orchestra. So, I am a trumpeter, for those of you who might not know. In fact, I don't know why I think any of you would know. I don't know if you can see my little old-fashioned trumpet there. So I would say a war horn, because I actually wrote my dissertation all about Athena Salping. So Athena is said to have created the trumpet to emulate the power of her voice, because all the other instruments at the time weren't powerful enough. So, like, in a war, she needed to project and be heard, so she created the trumpet, and obviously in a lot more eloquent ways of saying that for my dissertation. And I wrote about like the female voice in music through time and stuff, and the fact that I love being a woman, a female brass player, because there's not that. There is now, which is great, but oftentimes there's not that many. And I remember watching orchestras when I was younger, and there was like barely any women, and then there was one in the BBC Symphony Orchestra, and I was like, wow, there's actually a woman trumpeter. Anyway, sidetracked. So I want to say an entire orchestra, but I feel like I'm duty bound to Athena to pick a war horn, but I don't know if that's gonna make me someone I'm not. No, come on, we wrote about a war horn, we've got to do it. What do you do in your free time? Board games, sport, sewing, exploring, conquering, or reading? I love a board game. Which mode of transport do you prefer? Walking, boat, horse, car, train, being carried. Do you know what? I quite like a train. Whenever I've got to go somewhere far, I'd rather get a train than drive, because driving for like more than an hour feels like a waste of time. But that might be because I'm always thinking like I've got to edit and stuff. Yeah, I'll go train. I think that's fine. Pick a food: foraged berries, afternoon tea, an entire feast, sushi, fruit and veg, or junk food. Junk food, I think, is my honest answer. Although I'm trying to be healthier recently. How much are you on your phone? Oh my gosh, my screen time is awful. What are phones? I barely check it. I'm on it every now and again. I'm on it quite a lot. It'd be hard to live without my phone. It'd be hard to live without it even. Isn't it a part of my arm? It's really bad. It's part of my arm. Again, I'm trying to get better. I've like limited my screen time on TikTok and Instagram. But then I'm like, oh, but I'm editing. I need to be able to go on it. No. Big type of weather: sun, snow, wind, rain, thunderstorms, or fog. Ooh. I love a bit of rain, but only if you're inside and cosy. So really, I don't think that means I like it, do I? We'll go with sun. Which of these shows would you rather watch? I don't know any of them. I suppose this is for kids, isn't it? All Over the Place, Matilda and the Ramsay Bunch, Beyond Bionic, Art Ninja, Last Commander, Dragons, Defenders of the Burg. I probably would have chosen Art Ninja, maybe. I don't know what it is though. What would be your ideal job? A palace servant, an engineer, a politician, a king, a soldier? Work? No thanks. No thanks. Where would you most like to live? A city centre flat, a countryside mansion, a palace, a pyramid, a tent, a regular house? See, in like a historical period, you'd have to pick a mansion, right? Because that's the only way you're getting any sort of your quality of life. I don't know. You'd have to be rich if you were to live in a historical era. Because being a peasant in like the Middle Ages would not have been fun, would it? But right now, let's go with city centre flat. I'm an exceptional explorer. You will fight for survival against all odds, and you're not scared of travelling to the end of the world for answers. You're adventurous and brave, but it doesn't always end well. I'm not sure that's entirely accurate, to be completely honest with you all. I would like to be an exceptional explorer, but I'm not sure that was accurate. Maybe I answered some of the questions wrong. Okay, let's go back. Historical who am I? BuzzFeed. That's what we want, isn't it? Quiz. Which historical figure are you? Okay. Everyone has a historical figure who matches their personality. Here's yours. Okie dokie. How would your friends describe you? Quirky, confident, smart, sweet, adorable, shy, determined, honest, dramatic. God, these sort of questions are always horrible to answer, aren't they? You have to self-reflect so much. And I don't want to. I feel like my friends do they don't call me quirky, but they do in a different way. Shy, maybe determined. I feel like quirky, but I don't think I'm quirky, but like whenever I've spoken to them about like even like the way we dress or stuff. I don't know, I hate this question. We're just going to do it, but I hate it. Everyone ignore that I've clicked that. Ugh. What is your pet peeve? Slow walkers, bad grammar, loud eaters, people who talk during the movie. Oh, I'm bad at that. I will chat away. Bad drivers. Actually, no, I won't chat away. I will quote the film. Close talkers. Slow Wi-Fi, BO, loud commercials. Oh, I do hate it when you're watching a video and you're falling asleep and then an advert comes on and it's like, whoa. Slow walkers only annoy me if I'm in London. Something like switches within me and I'm like, get out of the way, I've got to get out of here. Let's just go with loud eaters. Choose a Netflix show. BoJack Horseman, The Crown, Russian Doll, Dear White People, nailed it. Stranger Things, Black Mirror, One Day at a Time, Queer Eye. I've not watched any of them all the way through. I've watched one episode of Russian Doll and the first series of The Crown, so I assume I'm going to have to say The Crown. What's your favourite school subject? English, maths, history, science, drama, art, PE, music, geography. Now, I did not like school. So you probably expect me to say history, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say music because it was the only class I actually had fun in, ever. So, I liked English lit in sixth form. But anyway, I did like history as a subject, but some of my teachers were I didn't have a good time. One of them was like really one of those teachers that made sure everyone answered a question in class, and at that point the thought of talking in front of that many people I could not cope. I can cope a bit better now, and that's mostly thanks to this channel. My confidence has grown. But yeah, teachers like that don't understand that sometimes you're going to freak out the shy kids and they're not going to be able to concentrate if they're constantly like, oh my god, I'm going to have to talk at some point, you know? So that teacher tainted it for me. I'm very sorry that you can now hear a piano in the background, but my brother is practicing downstairs and I don't feel like I can tell him to stop because I'm filming, but at least this is just a chill, cozy video, right? Pick a colour. Green, pink, red, purple, black, blue, yellow, orange, grey. Pink goes with everything. Choose an ink blot. Oh my goodness. These are those like psychological things, aren't they? Oh, I don't know. Am I going to pick one that shows that I'm like secretly a weirdo or something? Let's just, I quite like this blue one here. It's like a kaleidoscope. We'll go with that. Oh, choose a dessert. Sundae, cookies, cheesecake, macarons, or macaroons. They're different, aren't they? I think that's a macaron. Cupcake, brownie, tart, rainbow cake or apple pie. Brownie, cookies or cheesecake. Or a cupcake maybe. What am I in the mood for now? I feel like most often I go brownies, but right now I could eat cheesecake. We'll go brownies, we'll stay true. Oh, did I accidentally? Finally, choose an important day of the year. New Year's Eve, Halloween, Thanksgiving. I'm not American. My birthday, first day of autumn, first day of spring, July 4th, last day of school, Valentine's Day. Out of all of them, New Year's Eve recently has just been very boring. My birthday, guys, I'm now 25, okay? It's a bit more boring. I feel like no one has time to actually have a party anymore. Like, I go out with my friends, but on your actual birthday, it's a bit more boring now, you know? So I'm gonna go Halloween. I love Halloween. I'm decorating my room for autumn now. Bessie Coleman. You're brave and thrill-seeking, and when you set your mind to a goal, you'll do anything to achieve it. You're similar to Bessie Coleman, the first woman of African American descent and of Native American descent to hold a pilot's license. When she couldn't train to fly in America, she saved her money to go to France in order to achieve her dreams, and ultimately became a successful air pilot in the States. Oh my gosh! I think I did a video on her for Women's History Month this year. Or at least I did, or she's in a video for, like, yeah, I definitely have spoken about her in the past. That is so awesome. I'm brave and thrill-seeking. Set my mind to a goal and I'll achieve it. Well, there we go. That's better than the other one, maybe. Okay, let's do another one. I'm just going to move my mic so that I can hold it in front of me. Actually, let's go on BuzzFeed and type in history. So because I said queen in the intro, I think I now want to find out what historical queen I would be. I really hope the background noise doesn't bother you, I'm very sorry. Which famous queen am I, or do you know which famous queen from history you are? Let's just go, which famous queen am I? Okay. My hair's very frizzy today, I'm sorry. Pick an autumn comfort food. Ooh, pumpkin soup, beef stew, caramel apples, pecan pie, sukiyaki, roast beef, vegetarian lasagna, squash vegetarian tacos. There's vegetarian options. Oh my god. Yes, vegetarian lasagna. What's that video? Is it Max Belegde and his boyfriend where they're like, do you know what? There's never a situation where I would say no to a lasagna. Which colour represents your essence? Royal blue, pastel pink, gold, silver, emerald green, crimson red, violet purple, or ivory white. I don't know what essence I give off, so let me know. But I'm going to say pink because that's my go-to colour, if you couldn't tell. How do you handle conflicts? Oh god. Seeking advice from trusted advisors. Diplomacy and negotiation. Diplomacy? Oh my god. Confronting the issue head on. Maintaining composure and grace. Adapting and finding middle ground. Using wit and charm to navigate. Trusting instincts and intuition. Prioritising personal interests. My boss at work once said that I was very diplomatic. I'll just be like, well, I like this, but I also like this. But I don't think that's a great trait all the time, because I can always see both sides and I always try to calm things. I basically hate conflict, so I avoid it at all costs. So I'm going to say adapting and finding a middle ground, because that's what I do. I wish I was a bit more brave and like could maintain composure and grace like it says, but also confront the issue, you know? I'm a big crier. I just cry. Choose the image that best represents your ideal vacation destination. Vienna, Marrakesh, Kyoto, Krakow, Istanbul, Hague, Napoli or Edinburgh. Napoli, please. Select the image that best represents your preferred leisure activity. Reading by the fireplace, hosting a lavish dinner party, focusing on self-improvement, strategizing and contemplating, creating art or poetry, Dealing with financial matters, dancing and socialising, spending time in nature. I love a good old boogie with my pals. But right now, it's autumn. I'm going to say reading by the fireplace. But again, maybe I'm not being true to myself and I need to say dancing. What's your perspective on marriage? Should bring spiritual harmony, strategic and advantageous. Who would I marry if that was the case now? Someone like Dan Snow, Greg Jenner. That'd be an advantageous marriage for someone who wants to be a historian. Lucy Worsley. That would be my advantageous marriage. Love and equality, respect and partnership. Symbol of status and power, expression of love and unity, strategic alliance and a lifelong commitment. It should be based on love and equality and respect and partnership. And select the image that best represents your outlook on nature and beauty. It says a mountains, a woods, looks like a castle gardens, a desert, the sea, waterfalls, sunset or a lavender field. Aww. I like the sea. Catherine de Medici, Queen of France. You are Catherine de Medici, a person of diplomacy and refinement. You excel in finding common ground and promoting harmony among diverse individuals. Like Catherine, you appreciate art, culture, and the nuances of human behaviour. Your ability to mediate and maintain grace in various situations sets you apart, making you an influential and respected figure in your circle. Do you know what? I'll take that. Thanks very much, BuzzFeed. So I've now typed in BuzzFeed historical quiz, and there's one saying how much random history do you actually know? I feel like if I don't ace this quiz, then you're all going to think I'm a fraud because I'm the queen of random history. Self-proclaimed, of course, but hopefully you'd all agree. What were the names of the two brothers who both successfully flew the first free-controlled airplane? Wilbur and Orson Redenbacher, William and Orson Wright, Wilbur and Orville Wright, William and Orville Redenbacher. Wilbur and Orville Wright, thank you very much. The first person in space was from Russia, USA, Germany or China. USA? Russia. That's modern history. That was in like 1964, wasn't it? That's not real history, it's fine. Was he from Russia? Who am I thinking of? Was Neil Armstrong not the first man? Oh, he was the first man on the moon, wasn't he? It said just the first person in space. Okay. I misunderstood the question, guys. Whose works of art include pieces such as the Vitruvian Man? Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, Donatello. The Vitruvian Man. Oh, is that the illustration of like how we look inside? Yeah, cool. Leonardo da Vinci was correct. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted, covering which Italian city in thick layers of ash? Vicenza, Palermo, Turin or Pompeii? Pompeii, people, come on. Come on. Oh god, I need to stop doing that. Which aviator famously disappeared over the Pacific in 1937? You should all know this because I did a whole podcast episode on her. Amelia Earhart, Chuck Yeager, Howard Hughes, Charles Lindbergh. Amelia Earhart. Art Deco is a style movement that took place during the 1700s, 1880s, 1920s or 1960s. 1920s, thank you very much. I do quite like the Art Deco style. I think there's a castle in London, I can't remember what castle, but it's like a Tudor castle, but then the people that lived there in the 20s did it all up in Art Deco style. It's really quite fun. Like the inside looks like the 20s, but the outside is still the Tudor castle. What was it called? I don't think it's not Strawberry Hill House. I can't remember. The Knights of the Round Table are associated with stories about King Louis the 14th, is that? King Arthur, King Henry the 6th, 7th, 8th. That's so bad, I'm having to count Roman numerals, oh my god. King James I, King Arthur, thank you very much. What did the Treaty of Versailles do? Oh my god, this is my GCSE subject. Formally ended the French Revolution, created a truce between Poland and Germany, formally ended World War One, allowed France to acquire Monaco as a province. Now, it says formally ended World War One, but in my memory, that's not what it was. It was more, didn't Germany have to sign it? And then they signed to say that they'd, like, pay everyone back. I guess that is the formal end, isn't it? Who is the Greek god of love? Dionysus, Eros, Apollo, Ares. Eros, he's actually a godling. Aphrodite is the goddess of love, and then Eros is that little flying little baby you see with a... Genghis Khan was the founder of which empire? Oh, the Ottoman Empire, the Mughal, Mughal? Or Mughal? How do you say it? Mughal? No, Mongol Empire, Akkadian. Mughal then. Mongols? Yes. Which of the following people was never a pharaoh? Nefertiti, Hatshepsut, Ramesses II, or Cleopatra? Cleopatra obviously is. She was the last pharaoh before it became Roman. Hatshepsut was. She's very... Oh gosh, I don't know, because they're all very famous, aren't they? And I would have... Is it going to be like a trick question, like one of them was a wife or something? Let's go Ramesses II. No. Nefertiti. When I said trick question, this is what I meant. She was never a pharaoh of Egypt. Her husband, Akhenaten, ruled from 1351 to 1334 BCE. Yeah, but she was very powerful, wasn't she? I think that's why I've heard of her. Machu Picchu was a historical city built by the Mayan, Inca, Mesozoic, or the Aztecs. Now, I saw it in a Will and E video. They raced to it, and they were in Peru? Incas? Oh, I got it right. Is it in Peru? Was that a lucky guess? Which explorer accidentally discovered Florida while searching for the Fountain of Youth? Oh, I've got no idea. Vasco da Gama, Amerigo Vespucci, Leif Erikson, Juan Ponce de Leon. I'm going to say it wasn't Leif Erikson because he's a Viking. Although he did discover America, by which, of course, I mean invaded and took over. Accidentally discovered Florida while searching for the Fountain of Youth. I feel like that's an Italian guy from the Middle Ages. Amerigo Vespucci. Juan Ponce de Leon. No idea who that is. Sorry, gang. Which of the following was invented first? Camera, radio, light bulb, toilet paper. Feel like the obvious answer is toilet paper, so then maybe it's a trick. Okay, camera wasn't till Victorian times. Toilet paper? Am I a bit... Oh my god, it was the camera. The camera was invented in 1816. Oh, it's all very close. Okay, so it was all Victorians? The camera was invented in 1816, toilet paper 1857, radio 1866, and light bulb 1840. Oh, that's not in order. So it was camera, light bulb, toilet paper, radio. Okay. Who shot Abraham Lincoln? No idea. Francis Scott Key, Robert Treat Paine, Leon Harvey Oswald, John Wilkes Booth. I know the name Lee Harvey Oswald and John Wilkes Booth, but I don't know why, so let's go Oswald. Oh, John Wilkes Booth. Oh dear. All of the following animals went extinct in the 19th century with the exception of dodo bird, passenger pigeon, Steller sea crow, cow, Labrador duck. 19th century. The Victorians liked eating dodo bird, so it's not them. Should we go passenger pigeon, because they were... Oh, I was right. I was going to say because weren't pigeons like domesticated and that's why they're in cities now all the time. Oh, I got 11 out of 16. Scored 62% better than other quiz takers. Okay. Oh, I'm a historian in the making. You've got a pretty good grasp on history. Definitely one of those people who aced their social studies classes in grade school, but probably hasn't brushed up on their past events since then. Oh no. My channel is doomed after that quiz. Let's try another one, shall we? I've now typed in silly historical quiz, and the first one that comes up is from the Beano. Oh, there is some horrible histories ones as well. Okay, let's do the Beano, and then we'll go on BBC and do the horrible histories ones. Which of these did the Romans bring to Britain? Apples, nettles, pigs, snakes? Oh my god. I pride myself as a Roman historian. I don't really, it's just because I worked in a Roman museum when I first started, so. Apples. Oh, it doesn't tell you. How many dresses was Elizabeth I said to have owned? Over 100, over 500, over 1,000, just one. 500? King James I of England was King James the what of Scotland? Yeah. What was Stonehenge built for? No one's sure. It's a clock, it's a calendar, it's a theatre. No one's sure. Possibility of all three. Who was Dick Turpin? The man who discovered the turnip. The guy who invented custard creams. The highwayman, Queen Victoria's husband. He was a highwayman. In which year was the Battle of Hastings? 1066, 1077, 1088, 1099, 1066. 14th of October. What was Henry VIII's nickname of the grumpy monarch? Old Copper-Nose, Sir Eats-a-Lot, or Heavy Henry? I've got no idea. The grumpy monarch? All of them are possible. Who invented the light bulb? Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, Charles Babbage, Samuel Morse. Samuel Morse was Morse code. Charles Babbage is either something to do with computers or trains. I'm probably completely wrong. Alexander Graham Bell is the telephone. Thomas Edison is the light bulb. From which city did the Titanic set sail? Dublin, Belfast, Liverpool, Birmingham. Is it Belfast? Who was the first woman to receive the Nobel Prize for Physics? Greta Thunberg, Rosalind Franklin, Grace Hopper, Marie Curie? Marie Curie? Who was the first person to walk on the moon? Rakesh Sharma, Neil Armstrong, Charles Pete Conrad, Buzz Lightyear. Neil Armstrong. Which of the following is not a founding father of the USA? George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, George W. Bush, Thomas Jefferson. George W. Bush. Ooh, when was Shakespeare born? 1499, 1564, 1640, 1920. Okay. Anne Boleyn came to the UK in 1522. I know that because of Six, the musical. Shakespeare was famous in Elizabeth's reign, which was from the late 1500s. But if he was born in 1564, then I don't think he would have been that old to have been famous in Elizabethan times. It's either 1499 or 1564. No, it's got to be 1564 because if it was 1499 he'd be well old. When did the French Revolution begin? Oh god, I've got no idea. 10th of June 1066. Let's say no, because that's like Battle of Hastings year. 5th of May 1789, 24th of May 1819, 22nd of January 1904. Okay, by deduction skills, I'm going to say 1066 is like the Battle of Hastings, so no. 1901, way too late. What revolution do they mean? 1819 feels too late as well, because that in my head is like Edwardian Victorian fashion. And wasn't the revolution the like Rococo, like Marie Antoinette and stuff? 1789. Who was not responsible for the gunpowder plot in 1605? Guy Fawkes, Ed Sheeran, Robert Catesby, John Wright, Ed Sheeran. 12 out of 15. That's not too bad. Okay, I got Ed Sheeran right. I got the French Revolution was 1789. William Shakespeare was born 1564. Okay. Yep, George Bush wasn't a founding father. Neil Armstrong did walk on the moon. Marie Curie was the first woman to win the Nobel Prize in Physics. The Titanic did set sail from Belfast. Thomas Edison did invent the light bulb. Henry VIII's nickname was Old Copper-Nose. I feel like I knew that in the back of my head. Who called him that? I don't know. 1066 was the Battle of Hastings. Dick Turpin was a highwayman. Stonehenge, no one knows why it was built. But it could have been a clock, a calendar, or a theatre. King James I of England was King James V. Oh no, I said fifth. Was King James VI of Scotland. Okay, I was only one off. Oh, Elizabeth owned over 1,000 dresses. Okay. The Romans did bring apples. Okay, phew. Fine, so I got a Tudor one, 2 Tudor ones wrong, 3 Tudor ones wrong. That was what I got wrong. That was my era. Which is strange because I always think that the Tudors were my favourite era growing up. Okay, thank you, Beano. That was fun. Let's go to BBC, do some history ones. Okay, quiz. Can you spot these historic rivals? Which Norse god are you? Do you know any Greek myths? Henry VIII's wives out of order. Let's do that just because I'm curious what that is, because surely that's easy. Can you put their fate in order? Oh yeah, no, that's a boring one. We all know that. Sorry if you don't. I'm assuming you know the order. I just don't want to do that one because I know it. It's funnier if I get things wrong, I feel like, right? Diabolical daily life. Oh, I like the sound of that. Start the quiz. Why was Egyptian pharaoh Hatshepsut up early, before almost everyone else? She had to do her makeup, she had to have breakfast, she had to help the sunrise, she never slept. Do you think she had to help the sunrise? Oh, that's correct. It was one of the pharaoh's duties to wake the god Amun-Ra each morning so that they would bring the sun for the day. Didn't know that. Which of these objects might be used by knocker-upper? A whisk, a pea shooter, a footballer map, a pea shooter. Because there's that picture that I'm certain you've all seen of the woman with the tube pointed at a window. That was a knocker-upper. Around the time of the Industrial Revolution, before alarm clocks were commonplace, a knocker-upper had the job of waking people up so that they could make it to work on time. They would use lots of tricks to get the job done. If it would make a noise, it was useful, but one of the main tools of the trade was a pea shooter to reach those high-up bedroom walls. Next. Where might a Roman slave have read the day's news? The Colosseum wall, the Forum wall, the farm wall, the blacksmith's wall. The Forum? Yeah. Many rich Romans would have their slaves go to the Forum, a square in the middle of the city, to read the day's news and relay it back to them. A bit like having your own paperboy. Which of these might a Roman use to brush their teeth? Toothpaste, mud, wine, wee. Not just any old wee, though, specifically the wee of Iberian boys. Thought it came from everywhere. There was one time that wee was in such high demand that they put a tax on it. I think that was Vespasian. Did that? Emperor Vespasian. Who is right? William the Conqueror, dinner is in the morning. Shakespeare, dinner is at midday. Blackbeard, dinner is in the afternoon. They're all equally right and wrong. Well, I'm assuming that means that they changed throughout history. Yeah. The meal that we might call dinner has been eaten at different times throughout history. Large meals in the morning set up people in the Middle Ages for the day. A solid midday feast was common for the Tudors, and pirates took their dinner in the afternoon. I was right. Some Tudors believe that too many what are bad for you. Meals, clothes, baths, naps. Baths? Some Tudors believed that too many baths could actually be bad for you and cause you to become ill. This belief was so common that Queen Elizabeth I's monthly bath was considered very unusual at the time. In 1190, Thomas Butcher made his money as a human toilet, chair, bin, boat. Bin? Oh, it was toilet. Well before toilets were commonplace, loo man, Thomas Butcher would let his clients spend a penny to... spend a penny. Carrying a bucket for people to use as a toilet out in public. Thomas Butcher is one of the only human toilets whose name we know. Loo man. What did some Tudors hang by their bed to stop insect bites in the night? Lavender, gravel, rotting meat, poo. Is it going to be rotting meat? I would like... Oh, it's poo. I would put lavender. In a bid to stop gnats and mites biting away at them at night, some Tudors hung poo near their bed. I've got 6 out of 8. That's not that bad. Oh, what's loathsome limericks? Let's try that one. Can you guess who this limerick refers to? There was a famous English man who came up with a dastardly plan. It was November, you must remember. Caught red-handed, he couldn't have ran. That's Guy Fawkes. One of the options is Bob Hale. For those of you who don't watch Horrible Histories, he's one of the Horrible Histories characters. Yeah, Guy Fawkes and the Gunpowder Plot on the 5th of November. There was a young woman from France. She helped the French army advance. 100 Years' War, well, not anymore. This saint made the most of her chance. Joan of Arc. Yep, the options were Joan of Arc, Marie Antoinette, or Boudica. Joan of Arc. There once was a famous Stuart king. You may know him as the King of Bling. Monarchy restored, the people adored, merry monarch who loved partying. It's Charles II with the best Horrible History song. But the other options are George III or Henry VIII. The King of Bling. Power and beauty she did possess, and she wanted to be a goddess. She made her mark, then married a mark. It did not end so well, we confess. Cleopatra, and the options are Cleopatra, Queen Elizabeth, or Anne Boleyn. Nice. This is very fun. I'm enjoying this one. England once had a Norman king, but here is the curious thing. His style of persuasion was start an invasion. No wonder people didn't sing. William the Conqueror? Okay, the options are Edward the Confessor, Alfred the Great, or William the Conqueror. And he's the only Norman, so yeah. By the way, I'm just looking at the limerick bit. I'm trying not to look at the options before I say it. Helping others made this woman tick, nursing soldiers that were very sick. 1854, the Crimean War, her name would undoubtedly stick. Now, this could be Florence Nightingale, but it also could be Mary Seacole. So I don't know which one they're going to say. Mary Shelley, Mary Queen of Scots, or Mary Seacole. There we go. Most famous of all Puritans. This chap was rather fond of bands. Oh, am I supposed to say it like Puritans? Most famous of all Puritans. This chap was rather fond of bands. Christmas and dancing, singing, romancing. Christmas and dancing, singing, romancing. We're all just too much for this man, Cromwell. Oliver Cromwell, Samuel Pepys, William Shakespeare. Samuel Pepys is the guy who kept a diary, and that's details on the fire of London, right? Yes, it was Oliver Cromwell. I got a 7 out of 7. That was a really fun one. Infectious influences. The Romantic poets, Brontes. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Do you know what? That one was so fun. Let's leave it there. Oh no. Finish the Horrible Histories lyric. That's what we're going to do. Mind you, this says part 5, so if this is the new ones, I won't know. That's fine. Finish the Horrible Histories lyrics part 1. There we go. Okay. Blackbeard song. Edward something is my name, but I earned my fame as Blackbeard the pirate of the water, oh. Well, I know that his name was Edward Teach. So we've got Teach, Preach, Reach, or Blackbeard. I can't think how that song goes. Water, I don't know. Yep, Edward Teach. Okay. Crassus minted. Ran Rome with Pompey and Caesar. They're more famous than me, but I'm the world's richest geezer. There's no one richer than me. What are the options? Minted and minter, meanest and meaner, richest and richer, greediest and greedier. Richer, I think that's what I said, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it? Ran Rome with Pompey and Caesar. They're more famous than me, but I'm the world's richest geezer. There's no one richer than me. Dick Turpin. I ran away from Yorkshire, changed my name to John Palmer, was sent to prison after stealing chickens from a farmer. Yep, food, chickens, wheat, money. Oh, Mona Lisa. I don't know this one. Hello, it's me, the most famous painting in history. 10 million see me every year, not hanging in the Louvre, but in something here. What are the options? The gallery, the museum, the Louvre, the Louvre, because that sort of sounds like Lou, maybe? Yeah. Oh, is that going to be Adele? Hello, it's me. Magna Carta, don't know this one. And I would say 800 years, a birthday worth 800 cheers. Since something, Magna Carta's been the foundation of our democracy. 1066, 1215, 1451, 1780. 1215 was the year of the Magna Carta. Pachacuti, I drink from the skull. Do the Pachacuti, pull out the teeth hole. Do the Pachacuti, turn teeth into charms. Make flutes out of their arms. Pachacuti. Teeth. As I said, yep, teeth, toes, feet, ears. Teeth. Nice. This is such a good one. Oh, sensational Shakespeare. This is another new one I do not know. Christopher Marlowe, street name Kit, did time in Holland 'cause my cash was counterfeit. Mention I'm a something and you're gonna get hit. Obviously I can't talk about that bit. Oh, so this is Christopher Marlowe, okay. Mention I'm a man, writer, spy, criminal. Christopher Marlowe, street name Kit, did time in Holland 'cause my cash was counterfeit. Mention I'm a... and you're gonna get hit. Would it be criminal then, 'cause you can't talk about that bit? Spy. Oh, fair enough. The monarchs on William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John, Oi, Henry, yeah, there, Rich, two, there, three more Henrys, join our song. Richard, Henry's, Edward, Charles, Henry. And that is the end of that quiz. I don't know if that's the easiest song, but I would argue the easiest song because it's literally the list of monarchs. William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John, Oi, Henry, Ed, Rich, two, then three more Henrys, join our song. Edward, Richard, third, Henry, Ed again, Mary, one, good Queen Bess, Jimmy, Charles, and then Jim, Will, Mary, Anna, Gloria, George, Will, Victoria, Edward, George, six, and Queen Liz, two, completes the list. Obviously now there's Charles the Third as well. With that, we'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you'd like me to do another cosy quiz vibe video, because that was a lot of fun, and now I know there's loads of horrible histories ones. We can do them together. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.